What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? K-Maker 405 coming to you live from the 405, where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Be so kind. Be so kind. To hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, all of that. Really appreciate the growth that's coming up here lately. I mean, kind of a slow pour, but really do appreciate we hit into the next tier. We keep getting moving. So, man, really do appreciate it. Before you guys, uh, I am not going to get overly messy. I might get a little tad messy, but not too much. Not too much. I won't be going around saying that Sony's dead or anything. I won't be doing that. I won't be doing this. I won't be doing this. I promise you that. I won't. But let's go ahead and get started, man. I plan on not trying to, and I say this every time, but I am not going to do an hour-long rant. I'm just going to get through it, try to be as quick as possible, be direct, get to the point. Um, but okay, so last night, kind of evening-ish or late night, time. I seen some stuff that popped up. Was checking it out, seen it in Reddit, and sometimes you got to look at Reddit with a grain of salt because some things just aren't true. And then it was in other places, and I was like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on, this is starting to okay. So I was looking for news publications, but of course it's a Sunday night. It's not going to be people that's going to just rapidly just throw out information like that. Most people are probably asleep or they're busy doing whatever, and it just doesn't come out like that. Yes, sir. Just the time, just got started. So it's one of those things. Somebody shook in their boots. Hate on the Game Pass. Hate on the cloud. Hate on Phil Spencer and his Vision checkmate, bro. Anyway, so yeah, bro. It is amazing what's going on right here, man. It is absolutely amazing. Um, Now I take this twofold, right? Because for one, and I need to go back to what I was saying was that I saw this stuff going around and everything, and so I was like, okay, let me read deeper into this. And so I see my boy Logan posted. What I'm saying, if you haven't checked out Logan, he's I think he's a beat writer for the Thunder, and he does stuff for OU, stuff like that. But he's up there. Go check him out. Really good dude. But I seen him post some of the pieces that I seen, and it's 81 pages. So when I got deeper into looking at this stuff, like, because I had fight night, so I was kind of looking at this and then doing fight night, playing multiverse. Actually had a lot of fun because it was like really only my third time ever playing it. Really had a good time. Hey, Arya is my chick. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for you guys out there. J Rock Beast. Hey, I'll take on your Tasmanian Devil and whatever else you got. Arya is the one. Um, but anyway, so was doing fight night, but then I was kind of still looking on the side, looking at this, looking at that, and then it just came to point, and I'm like, oh, damn, this is legit. So I posted this last night. And the only thing that I did, because I really do, honest to God, I try not to get messy. I can get very messy. If you follow me, I can get messy with the messy. I can get as messy as anybody else that does get messy. But I really don't. I really try to just post the news and just go from there. I just posted what was in the document, right? And that's it. Wasn't trying to, throw my own type of spice into it or whatever. I do that quite a bit, and people kind of take that left and like, oh, you trying to do console war shit? I'm just posting the news. Now, of course, I am an Xbox guy, so will I have a smirk on my face? Maybe, but still, regardless, that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to come out and say, well, PlayStation's dead or something. You never hear me say anything like that. I mean, my last thing I said that, so but now I'm ranting. But let's get to it. Let's be direct. All right, so in hearing this, it says, which is absolutely amazing to me, right? And I kind of don't know which screen to look at, so I'm gonna look at that on my TV screen. Okay, so it says right here, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to go right here at the part where it says, they agreed that subscription services compete with game purchased for a one-time fee, but But they think that the lowest upfront cost of subscription services could be anti-competitive in relation to publishers who recoup the significant investments in games by selling them for an upfront fee. They also think that this could harm consumers by reducing the quality of the games. Now, you have heard this from Sony and from the Sony PlayStation stands out there that use this as, well, it's just Game Pass fodder. It's just this. They're not, there's not any quality games. There's just these low budget, low tier games that you get within Game Pass. Sony has started that narrative, and these guys has used this as the bait, right? So it keeps going. So it says, they say that over the past 5 years, Game Pass has grown to to capture approximately 60 to 70% of the global subscription service market. That market share is even greater in Brazil, where Game Pass represents approximately 70 to 80% of the PC subscription service market. Now, again, I don't know if you listened to my last video, you would have heard me say, and I'll say this on GRG as well, about Brazil, which is the biggest Latin country in that side of the country, which is on our side of the country in the United States and Canada and Mexico. But it's basically like Latin America is all about Xbox. They got that locked pretty much. Mexico, Xbox is number one. Everything, Brazil is the biggest country. It's all Xbox, right? And so, like, when people look and try to talk about only Japan and the East and Europe, people don't equate that Brazil is a big ass country. There's a lot of people in Brazil, and then I heard, like, and it was also pointed out to me when I posted this from some people from Brazil are talking about how much, and I've heard this before, of how much a PlayStation is out there. And it could go from range, I think, from like $1,000 to $1,500 in US dollars. Like that's nuts. And so Game Pass, so definitely Game Pass would be a winning ticket, would be the most dominant thing there. And of course, one thing that we didn't really understand was, how was the PC side of this, the PC Game Pass thing, working for Microsoft or for Xbox and Microsoft? And it sounds like from what Sony released, it's doing really good. Now, this last part right here, this is the thing right here that just blew my mind. Okay, they believe that it would take several years for a competitor, even with substantial investments, to create a rival effective for Game Pass. Call of Duty represents an important revenue stream for the PlayStation. They provided data, but it was redacted, and it was one of SIE's biggest sources of revenue from the third parties, which I think everybody knows that. Every time you look at the top 10, when they show, especially in those those EU numbers or top 10 or whatever, Call of Duty's number one. And everywhere you go and look, Call of Duty's number one. What's going on, guys? What's happening, Mike? What's happening? Gears is your favorite franchise? Oh, you said Gears is their favorite franchise. I'm looking at what's happening. Oh, hey, man, listen. What's up, Megatron? What's happening with you, bro? Iceman, thank you guys for so much. You know what I'm saying? DJ Birdo Das. Let me get that right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else, thank you so much for stopping by. But this is the thing that, like I said, it's twofold for me. One, Sony is overcapping to the point that they're trying to sabotage the situation, which I've seen some PlayStation stands kind of say that, which that wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility. But how, if that is true, right? Like, if they're just blowing up these numbers, right? They're just actually coming out and they're saying that just to make this look that bad, right? For them. What does that mean for that company? If they would lie, go to these levels, these depths to try to stop an acquisition after they just got an acquisition in Bungie, and most likely they're probably going to pretty much get Square Enix. You think, and see, then what will happen then? Let's just say that Sony's strategy, if this was the case of what some of these stands have said, is that this is a lie. This is them capping to try to stop the sale. What's up with you? What's with you? See, you know, Chargas him? I don't know. Chargasm. Okay, Chargasm. Got you. Got you. You know, every time I'm really bad with names. I'm so old and so country. So you gotta let me ride if I mess your name up. It took me forever to get Abacab. I would just say ABCDE. Shut up to Abacab. But anyway, so thank you for coming through, man. What's happening? But how pathetic is that from Sony to go to those lengths to lie? If that part is true, I honestly I don't see. I mean, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't know. Sony has always kind of played. It's kind of this is the reason why Sony is not my number one console anymore. This shit right here. This right here. See, all these people that came out and was talking all this garbage. We want Xbox to be competitive. We want Xbox to show what they can do. Xbox has now proven themselves. Xbox is always hiding. Xbox ain't doing this. Xbox don't have enough games. Xbox doesn't have enough this. Xbox only just have some gimmicks. Xbox doesn't want to be the behemoth that they are. I've heard any and everything for people saying what Xbox and Microsoft needs to be doing in the gaming space. And lo and behold, what's going on with you, Slayer? What's happening with you, bro? And lo and behold, Xbox went on a tear in 2018, and they thought it was done there. And then when the ZeniMax deal was done, everybody was like, whoa, now that's nuts. Okay, all right, we good. Xbox said we weren't done. We're not done. And they're still saying after this is done, even if the deal works or it doesn't. And even check this out, though. This is what's even more scary. If Sony somehow blocked this, or if this gets blocked in some way, shape, or form, which I highly doubt, I feel it's 95% already about to be done by the end of August. I've said September, October. This looked like this could be done by the end of August. But if they somehow lose this, do you think Xbox is going to hold back the way that this new structured Xbox has been working? No, they're going to get worse, and it's going to get nastier. And then what will happen if let's just say because it's still hypothetical about the Square Enix situation, but let's just say that Sony has to go through the same because I don't know how it would work. You would think it would still be the same way, but I don't know. They're both Japanese companies, and maybe they don't have to go through the loopholes. But since it's a world, all this world market deal and all that, saying all this stuff is higher than my pay grade for sure. So for me, trying to break down this logistics and stuff, I don't know everything about it. But if PlayStation has to go through the same type of situation like Xbox is doing, what if Xbox comes out and say something? Try to throw something right back at Sony. Now, I honestly don't think that Xbox would do it. I really don't. That's just not Phil Spencer's nature. But what if that becomes the new trend? Let's just say that, for shits and giggles, let's just say that what the PlayStation stands are coming out and saying, this is fake. This is all Sony just throwing out these numbers so this could get shut down. And let's say that it works. What will that mean going forward? What would that mean? You're still not going to stop what Microsoft is going to do now. They're invested into Xbox now. That was always the problem. Microsoft gave them a budget. That's it. I'm sure they still got a budget. But they gave them a budget and say, this is all you can do, whatever. A lot of people didn't even care about the Xbox. They looked at it as just a stupid toy, electronic toy, like my grandfather used to call these gaming consoles, electronic toy. And just kept it moving. Here's a little money, go do something with it. That's not the case now. It's just like what Only on Xbox just said. Sony woke up that beast. Sony was really trying to finish them off because they knew the potential of what Microsoft and Xbox could do if they really was going all in. And this goes back to how ignorant we were as kids or teenagers when the PlayStation came out, which I always advocate. That is my number one all-time favorite console of all one. The PlayStation 1 is the god tier, right? But we were ignorant because we thought all of those games were exclusive. because that's the only place that those games were on. So technically they were, but Sony just paid a little bit of money to keep them away from Sega. And look what they did to Sega. And Sega's always been, and it seems like most Xbox first gamers are Sega gamers. Like they love the Sega. Dreamcast, I mean the Dreamcast, of course, but go into the Saturn and you go into the good grief. Tell me out here. I'm losing my mind right here. But you know what I'm talking about. The Genesis. Yeah, the Genesis, the Sega CD. No, it's and they pretty much pushed Sega out of there. In any other competition, the only thing, and it's remarkable that Nintendo has still kept themselves at the level that they've had. Because even Nintendo was in a bad spot right there. And PlayStation was trying to push everybody out. And how they were doing it is the way that they're still trying to do it now. And people are fully aware because now people are more invested. Us teenagers and kids that was coming up into that day. Now we look at this stuff. We read this stuff. We are invested in this stuff like that because it is a hobby. It's not like our lives, but it's a hobby. And so we get invested just like we do with Marvel, DC, the MCU, all that stuff, right? Sony started this crazy trend and they took out Sega to make them a third party. And so it looked like they were trying to do the same thing with Xbox. They were really actually trying to hit them with the coup de grace because the 360 shook their ass. The 360 really made PlayStation think about something. Like these assholes could really actually do something and put us in a position where we have to might go somewhere else or look at be third place even. The 360 was that console. So lo and behold, you know the history. Xbox shot themselves in the foot with the Xbox One, with the price. The Xbox One was a good console, but it's still, for the sense of it, everybody knows, didn't have the games that was compared to the 360 or even the OG Xbox. So they shot themselves in the foot, and plus they blow up a crazy ass price to try to force us with the damn with the Kinect, which was all just very, very ridiculous moves. And Sony took full advantage. And then Sony was trying with the PlayStation 5, trying to feed off of that momentum and trying to destroy Xbox, put Xbox in the dirt. Remember, people, Sony tried to really actually, they were trying to get, think about this. If Xbox didn't get ZeniMax, Sony would have had Deathloop, and they probably would have locked down Deathloop. Ghostwire Tokyo, they probably would have locked that down. Starfield. Remember, that's what got the ball rolling. Starfield was the one. PlayStation would have had Starfield, Forspoken, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the rest of the Final Fantasies. Then on top of everything else that they got from Returnal to Ratchet & Clank, God of War, Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, GT7, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and then Xbox would have the year that they would have. It would be a bad situation, even though there was a lot of momentum with the Xbox Series S and X. But if that deal didn't happen, and if Xbox wasn't aggressive, Sony would have put there would have been a definitely big gap into the chip shortage. There's a lot of things that's kind of played into this that's kind of made this all come out into the open. And now Xbox gamers are starting to say it. Now even I even see some PlayStation people even saying this because they're saying, look, man, nobody can be, why can anybody be mad about this, especially when PlayStation keeps games away from other consoles. They're nickel and dime their fan base. They're charging more money for less value. And then they're giving this narrative, which it's crazy to me that there's still PlayStation stands out there that still says that, oh, Game Pass doesn't mean nothing. Nobody cares about the services, won't benefit nothing. Sony just contradicted themselves right here in this document. What up, Bunty? Appreciate it, brother. He was like, hey, Mega, enough respect. What's the news? It says, what's the news? Bro, the news is this overall. PlayStation PlayStation is in a position now to understand the full might of what Xbox Microsoft is about. All Xbox needed was Microsoft's backing, full backing, and now they got it. And like I said, like I was going on and saying, love it. If this acquisition between Activision and Blizzard doesn't happen, do you think Xbox is going to stop? Xbox is going to be even more aggressive. They're not playing anymore. They woke up this beast, and now they got to deal with it. And Sony, they got pockets. Sony got quality titles. Sony has been on top for forever. But in all reality, all these people that's been talking this shit, Sony's been in second place, Xbox been in third place, and it's looking at it slowly and surely, but Xbox is coming up here because Nintendo has been in charge for all of this generation. And you think that the sales are going to stop for Nintendo if Nintendo brings up a Switch 2? They don't have to bring they don't have to bring a console. All they got to do is say Switch 2, have better graphics. You can sit there and get to play in 1440p or 4K, and that bastard be $400. It's gonna rake. It's gonna rake. While Sony is still over here trying to give you, well, the only thing that they have, they got two different SKUs. The one SKU is a damn unicorn. You cannot find it because that's the one that I want. Can't find it. So you got to pay $500 when you got the competition, which Xbox is over here selling their stuff for $300. Sometimes their sales, and by the time it might hit Black Friday, they might be $250. You might find deals for $200 for a Series S. It's nuts. And so the Call of Duty situation just proves, and Game Pass, all this stuff, it just proves that the vision of Phil Spencer and that team to think about the value of the value of gaming for the customer, what the customer will look at and appreciate, is saying stuff instead of trying to just bludgeon. When we are in a recession in the United States, matter of fact, I think pretty much a lot of places in the world is about to go into a recession. We're not in a recession yet, but it's getting close because all this inflation and shit. But it's not only just because of the president or whatever. It's the war in Ukraine and Russia and all these other things that's going on. The housing market out there in China, there's all types of other things that's going on in the world right now that's making the market just go crazy. And Sony, instead of sitting here looking and reading the damn room, they're over here like, nah, man, we're going to charge you $70 for these games. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to not put this out in public in the United States in Europe. We're going to throw this out of Brazil. We're going to throw this information out here kind of sly so people won't see this. So we tell it, you know what I'm saying? Because this is why I feel like this is the truth. Because I don't see them. I mean, listen, like I said, I can't put anything past Sony with what they do, but I just can't see them just going out there and lying like that to sit there and stop a deal. Now, I've thought Call of Duty will fall off many years ago. If you know me, that you know I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty, but there's no denying it. After Battlefield, EA and DICE, they keep tripping over themselves. They had two great opportunities to finally get over that hump and probably outsell or outmaneuver Call of Duty in a way with Battlefield 4 and with Battlefield 2042, and both times they fell flat on their face with it. They messed them both up. Even though Battlefield 4 became one of the best shooters of all time, in my opinion, but still, Call of Duty is that safety food, that safety net type of game. You know, it's like your potato chips. Like you hungry, but you know that you're gonna eat dinner here in a little bit. But I can eat this Snicker, or I can eat these chips right fast. You know what I'm saying? It'll calm me down. I'll be eating a couple. I don't want to eat a full meal when I'm going to eat dinner in a couple of hours or whatever. So that's what Call of Duty. Call of Duty is what for me is when I knew that I only had like 1 to 3 hours of just chill time before I had to take my ass to bed to go to work. And I'm like, I can't go ahead and play this single player experience, because if I get drawn into it, then I'm going to make myself late. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to bed late. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be involved into this story game. So I'm not in the mood for that. I don't want to get into no fighting game, because I get intense into that, and then that's going to keep me wound up, and then I find myself staying up later than what I need to. I could play Call of Duty. I could get in here and have mindless, just wonderful fun for a couple of hours, and I could take my ass to bed. What's going on with you, Handy? It is That's the power of Call of Duty. Call of Duty is definitely unique, like that's like Sony is saying. They're not they're not wrong. Like Halo is in its own category. There's nothing that could be like Halo. Nothing. There's nothing that could be like Gears. Many games could try, and even Sony admits themselves that they can't. And that's what's crazy to me, because they just bought Bungie. They now know where their toast is buttered. The single player games aren't doing it for them like it was. It's just not doing it. It's just not doing it. The sales numbers, they just came out last week. We talked about it on GRG Friday night. Is it the fact that the market share that Sony has possessed and held for so long, and they have people actually really thinking that the first party IPs are the most dominant? It's not the case. There is only a handful of, all of the single player games that PlayStation has available, that's only on PlayStation. There's only a handful that are the big ones that gets the needle moving for them. And the more that they've invested to these single player experiences, the more money it costs. And that's why they don't want to brag about, even though I think a game that gets 8 million sales like Days Gone is great. That's amazing numbers. But because of the fact that they feel like they spent too much money into this stuff, we're going to have to put that on the chopping block, or we're going to have to make other maneuvers. We're going to have to do something else. So thinking that, and then another thing too that I also said on GRG too, is that this whole thought process about the first party titles are the lifeblood of the consoles. It's a lie. It is an absolute lie. It's the third party. It's the Call of Duties. It's the Battlefields. It's all these other games that comes out that people got, the NBA 2Ks, the Maddens, the FIFAs, the Apex Legends, the Fortnites. Those are the lifeblood of those consoles. Those are the important. Don't get me wrong, the single player games and the first party games are very important. They are important. They identify those consoles for what they are. But this whole notion is that these games sell consoles like this. No, it's the Call of Duty, it's the market share, you got exclusive content on Call of Duty, you got exclusive content on Battlefield. I'm going there. Oh, you got VC, you got free VC for me for 2K. That's where I'm going. The casual market is never loyal. That is the biggest market. Us as diehard video game consumers, we are a minority. What's up with you, Shinra? We are the minority. The biggest, the people that are the ones that love the Call of Duties and the Maddens and the games that some people just say, oh, I can't stand them now. Those people are the ones that keep this train moving. Those are the ones. And for Sony to come out here and lie and say that there's no competition there's no competition to Call of Duty, that is an absolute lie. Apex Legends is a huge game. Fortnite is a huge game. You go on PC, you got CS goals or whatever, I forgot what they're called. They're huge. Arma, they're big titles. There's so many big shooter titles. Rogue Company is a big title. Do they gross as much money as those games? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the numbers that way. But to say that there's no competition, that is a lie. I mean, could Microsoft come out and say if Square Enix went ahead and got purchased by Sony? Well, we don't have a competition. I mean, Final Fantasy is the biggest uh the biggest JRPG out there. What I mean, there's no competition. We don't have anything that can make anything like that. You know what Microsoft did? They just said we get ZeniMax and we'll just do Western RPGs. That's what you do, Sony. Now you got to play some real ball. Microsoft knew and Xbox knew that you guys were trying to shut them down for good. And they almost did it. And now Sony's crying. And now there's a lot of people that are crying. I'm getting hate mail because I'm sitting here trying because I just post this. Like, what the hell is this? And then let me go and show you this. This is what's crazy. Hold on. Let me see this. Let's go to this. I'll say this. Let's see. Let's see. I'll show you. I'll show you one of the what you call it. Let's see if I don't know if I didn't. Yeah, right here. What's this? What's this? Why are you mad at me for posting something and then you're a coward and you won't even let me respond? I mean, I wasn't going to respond, but I'm just saying, like, what is this? What's that? What's this shit? What are you doing? Why are you petty? Why are you mad? Why are you upset? This is gaming. This is not our this is a part of our lives. But this isn't our full life. This isn't, I mean, I got a family, a wife, I shit outside, I got a yard, I go places. What are you doing? It's never that serious. I would be ashamed of myself if anybody that I knew would sit there and send messages to people like that. I wouldn't even deal with it. What is that for? What's that? Oh, shit. Anyway, but there was something else I wanted to show. Let's see. Let's go here. Right here. Look at this. What this dude said. Never buy COD again. If you buy COD from now on, you're supporting Xbox. Even if you buy this year, spending time in that game is the future benefits of Xbox. Come on now. Now, I don't know if this is another sock account or whatever, but of course he was responding to General MLD. You know what I'm saying? So, like, or Ghost, whatever you like to be called. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going by General MLD. And listen, it we knew that it was important because Sony made that call right off the bat. Off the damn bat. Like, they called, once the news got out, Sony called them. Now, you know you're going to honor that contract, right? You know they're going to honor this contract. You know you're going to honor this contract, right? And so it was like, we're going to honor it. We're not like you. We honor our shit. We're not going to go here and try to mess up your purchase. We're trying to make gaming better for everybody. We'll still let COD be on, and this is the reason why I feel that COD is going to continue to be on PlayStation. Because, like I said, I feel like 90% of the 95% of this deal is going to go through regardless, right? Um, but it's going to be amazing to see how some of these people act, right? It's going to be amazing to see how some of these people act. Oh, that's my boy from TXR. That's what I'm saying. Oh, he's on TXR. That's the dude on TXR. I didn't know who that was. I'm following, bro. I sit there and I didn't even I knew that when I listened to TXR, I was there. I was like, who's that guy? Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's who he was. All right. Anyway, but that's the thing for me is that I'm like, what is the problem here? Why do we have to? Why is it so? I, this is just blowing my mind. Sony is just shook. Sony is shook. They're shook. This is competition. And I don't even, and then, you know what I'm saying? And Nintendo is so much in their own lane that nobody really looks at Nintendo like they should because Nintendo is just been on top here lately, for the last couple of years. But it is absolutely insane how scared Sony is of Xbox. If now since they see that Xbox is really out here putting in the work, it is serious. What'd you say, Winner? He said if it wasn't for the Xbox 360, COD wouldn't be as big. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. because Call of Duty's been out forever. You're going all the way back to the PlayStation. I think there was on some on PlayStation 1. I know that they were on PlayStation 2 because I was playing them on that. And when they dropped that the Modern Warfares and the Call of Duty 4s or whatever, that changed the game. And then the way that it worked, because you couldn't really trust, the PSN network. So you don't know if it would have played as well as it did on the 360. So that to me is the one reason, like it just makes sense. Like it makes sense that Square Enix will be a part of Sony's ecosystem. That just makes sense. And this makes sense for games like Call of Duty to be a part of Xbox. It's the shooter box, as people call it. It is what it is. And Sony talked big shit and was flexing big muscle and was holding content. Some people didn't look at this. Some people, I mean, and rightfully so. Like, I mean, why would you hold content for a year from other customers? Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Phil is not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Phil will just keep it away, just keep the whole thing away from you instead of just trying to put it in a position where you're just trying to do that. But everybody knows Game Pass is where COD is going to benefit from. Well, Game Pass is going to benefit from COD immensely. The first two CODs, this COD here and then the next COD, they will not be on Game Pass day one. But all the rest of those CODs, once that ink is dry, Jack, and all the CODs hit Game Pass, it's a wrap. It's a damn wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And for Sony to sit there and to show themselves in the light that they are with that article or within that document, and then they come out and they tell the public something else, and then you see with their actions how they are trying to combat against Game Pass by having their own service after telling their own fan base that services is really not viable, they're not important, they're not going to last very long, it's just a trend. Nah, it's not going to generate a lot of money. It's too risky. And then they do it. Now they're doing the rewards program. Now they're trying to listen. This is incredible to me. I'm finna wrap this up because I said I wasn't gonna rant. I wasn't gonna rant forever. I just don't know if anybody have any questions that they want to drop or whatever. Just drop it right fast so I can sit there, I can see it, and I can go ahead and keep it moving. But I just cannot believe this. We know now that if this is going to be the next movement from the stands, it's going to be a losing movement. Nobody is not going to stop buying COD. I took it in a principle to not buy Vanguard and not buy anything from Activision because of the Bobby Kotick situation, because the man did not deserve to be at the head of a company that I'm spending my money on, and he's in the mistreatment of women the way that he was, or just employees, men and women. So no, Bobby Kotick, once this stuff came out, and then they're like, he'll be gone once this acquisition is over with, then okay, I can get back to buying Activision stuff. But I've made that stance for that, not because of deals or whatever, because I mean, if you're looking through my Xbox, I got damn near every Call of Duty that there is. So for me, what I'm saying, if they hop on Game Pass, it's not going to really benefit me except for the newer games, because like Vanguard or whatever, because like I said, I didn't pick up Vanguard, but for all the rest of them, I picked them up. I've always, I've always supported Call of Duty and Battlefield, but I like Battlefield better. That's just me. But I'm not going to stop playing COD. Because I like Battlefield more. But I was going to take the hiatus until the Bobby Kotick situation was over, and then since that's already done, I'm like, okay, we back to it. But that's my only reason. It's not because of, if let's say PlayStation acquired Activision Blizzard. Okay, like I'm not even mad about the Bungie shit. That's the one thing that cracks me up, is because I was expecting to see a lot of people pissed off about the Bungie Sony acquisition, but really people weren't, because I think the fact of the acquisition with Activision and Blizzard is just so much more. It's just so gigantic. So either way, like I said before, if if this deal somehow insanely doesn't go through, don't think that Xbox is not going to be even more aggressive. I think Xbox is going to be even more dangerous. And I think, and I know this is to some people pie in the sky. Me and Don's had this conversation back and forth. Don just don't see the WB purchase. I, if people remember, if y'all remember, before we found out about there was those rumors about Xbox trying to acquire WB or maybe some franchises from WB. It was getting louder and louder and louder, and of course the Sega talk was still there as well. But then, if you remember, there was an interview and they were supposed to go ahead and they was going to announce, and I don't know who gave that interview, but they were supposed to announce that they had ZeniMax and WB. But the reason why I got stopped is because the former president wanted Microsoft to buy TikTok. If you guys remember, I know you guys remember that. I know some of you guys definitely remember that. So I still feel that that's that girl that got away. Like, damn, that girl was fine. I just gotta have. She just gotta be mine. She's gotta be mine. That girl was so fine. She just gotta be mine. And you know, if you're a persistent gentleman, and if that's that one girl that you knew that you wanted to get, you're gonna go after her. You're gonna get her back. You're gonna try. And I feel that WB is that one attractive studio that they want. Next time, I know some people will say Sega. I get that. I feel that if they get Warner Brothers in any capacity, like just a couple of studios, or if they could get the whole thing, wow, that would be nuts. But I think that they would probably just chill for a little bit, and maybe if they would pick some other stuff or whatever. But I think that they would chill for a while, just for the mere fact of only thing else that what they need would be a Japanese studio. But if they since they have this good relationship with Sega already, we're already getting Persona, we're getting Soul Hackers, we're getting all these other games that's coming to Xbox from Sega now. Like, do we need to really actually try to go and pursue them? And is it even possible? I don't know. But Mist Walker, I think that's the one studio. Like, I think that would be probably the best Japanese studio to try to go after. But anyway, regardless of all that, I just feel that WB is just that one, though. I feel that they want that so bad, even if it's just for NetherRealm. And for me, like, if you could go for NetherRealm and get Monolith, let it go. And that's all you get, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Just think of the potential of what Monolith can make after you play Shadow of Mordor. I'm pretty sure this Wonder Woman game is going to be absolutely fire. Of course, nothing you can't say enough about NetherRealm and what they do. They make the best stories in any fighting game that I've ever seen or played in history, and I've been playing fighting games ever since karate. So NetherRealm is on a whole nother level when storytelling and just what they do visually with their games. It's said that our Arc System Works. They do it on a different level, but they're fantastic. But damn, like NetherRealm is just on another level. And so I just think the WB would be that one. I think yeah, Xbox needs NetherRealm. They do. I think they want that. And that's why I think they want WB. I think they just want the whole damn thing. And people say, well, like what Don argues me about. Well, it's not argue because we don't argue like that, but what he disagrees with me is because of the licenses between the DC, the comic books and the characters and all that stuff, right? Like, and I get that. I know that could be a big can of worms. But last point, like, and then I'm really gonna get out of here. Like I was talking to Yobi about last night. Could you see the potential if, let's say that they get WB, right? And they get it all, right? Microsoft gets all the WB. And then a couple of years later, they go ahead and they really actually make that move, which we've heard the rumors back in 2018. We've heard the rumors even during the 360 about Netflix, right? And then we've heard the rumors just recently about Netflix wanting it, trying to swoon Xbox, or not Xbox, but Microsoft to hey, maybe, we got friends that got friends that know each other. Hey, how about you just come on and just acquire us? We'll just well, let's just be cool. But just think if they got WB, the potential of what that could lead to if they later on got Netflix. Then what Microsoft would be doing is stepping in Sony's territory and jumping in entertainment. See, Sony can never jump into Microsoft's full territory like Microsoft with the software and all this stuff. Sony just can't do that. Sony's a hardware company, but Sony's also entertainment. But if Microsoft decides to get into entertainment, and something tells me that they try to do that. They tried to do it with the Xbox One, it just didn't work. People was all about TV, 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 but I think that the one thing to do was to see. I think the test was the Halo show, and that thing, regardless of what you feel about the Halo show, I love the Halo show personally, but regardless of what you think of it, the thing is a massive hit. And if they drop another show, and let's just say if Sony shows really hit, then everybody, it's not about TV, TV, TV. It's about, I want to see more stories, more original things, because there's a lot of people that don't follow Halo, don't follow The Last of Us. Like there's billions of people that don't play video games. And then that also is an attraction. If they don't play the video games, then maybe they can get into the TV shows and learn about those characters, and then maybe you're potentially like, you know what? I see this console on sale. I might get it for this game just to see what it's like. Or I have my kid play it and I watch it or whatever. I think maybe Microsoft wants to get into, if they get WB and they try to get Netflix, that's definitely where they're going to go. That's definitely where they can go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Netflix partnership is different. I think that Microsoft is really serious to go all in into getting into the Sony space and get into entertainment. I really think that they want to try to get in there to see what that does. And what would be so fascinating behind that is because it's from Xbox, because Xbox bringing these shows to life on your television screen, maybe eventually on a big screen. I mean, Sony is doing it. You know what I'm saying? They got Uncharted, regardless of what you feel about the movies or whatever, but regardless, they're doing it. They've been doing it. Smart. So why not have a Gears of War series? Why not try to go ahead and work something out with Vin Diesel to try to bring another Riddick game and then have a Riddick show, you know what I'm saying, or something of that nature to come to be a part of. So how about, there's so many possibilities. And then just think about like if the animations that you could get from that, a Fable animation or series or something of that nature, or even a Fable TV show. Oh my God, like bro, the possibilities are endless. And I think that they maybe really are trying to get into that space. And then that's another thing that Sony would have to worry about, because you tried to push Xbox out the window. Phil talked Microsoft into backing them up, saying, "Look, man, we all in and we ain't. Hell with it. I'm tired of this nitpicking shit. Show me the money. Show me the money, or let's shut this shit down. Let Amazon buy Xbox or Apple, and let's keep it moving." And the boss said, "All right." So I don't think they're done by the stretch. I think, like I said, this generation is going to be one of the most difference-making generations that we've seen since the Atari Nintendo era. I really do. I think this is a whole different start of something bigger than just the console. And we're already hearing them talk about things beyond the console. I said this beforehand. This generation is going to be about services and features. And we're already seeing about the services right now that's really starting to kick off. The features within these consoles, what they be able to do, Unreal Engine 5, these engines and things like that. Like all of this stuff where gaming is going, when you see life, all these games and stuff is going to be looking lifelike, more realistic. Why not put these stuff, get some actors and actresses and start putting this stuff on the big screen and on your television screen through your service. It's gonna be nuts. But anyway, definitely let me know what's going on. Let's see. Sony got the Ghost of Tsushima movie. Oh, I didn't know they was gonna do a Ghost of Tsushima movie, and I did hear about Horizon Forbidden West. So you know what I'm saying. You said Xbox is trash. Okay, good deal. All right. You said I said Warner Brothers Discovery is what Microsoft should try next. Microsoft should be in the movie making and entertainment streaming business. Gaming alive is not enough. Well, I think he said gaming alone. It's not enough. WB Discovery have the IPs. No doubt. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I mean, just it makes sense. And then Microsoft could be its own type of Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like and on top of that, they're a publisher of video games. They got they'll still have the DC if they get all of WB if that's possible, then and Discovery, then they'll have all of that stuff and all that streaming stuff. And just think about all the things that they can implement into Game Pass. Like I mean, if they say they got both of them or whatever, Discovery Plus and WB, just think about what all the stuff that you get with that. My wife watches the hell out of Discovery Plus. You know how much we pay for Discovery Plus and for Netflix and for Disney Plus and for Netflix? We pay for, I mean, and we buy the stuff up for a year. We buy it in bulk. So it's crazy amounts of money. So if you could sit there and find a way to say, we'll charge you an extra, for a $20 package, you could get Discovery Plus and Netflix and that'd be crazy. Anyway, I'm thinking too far ahead on myself. But if you can see where I'm going with that, and I see that Microsoft, that's like I said, I'm not a person that is a full on insider. I don't have people that call me or hit me up or put something in the DMs. Hey, Mega, you need to look at this or whatever. I do got people that will do that on occasion, but I'm not like in the deep. I just follow trends, man. That's just what I do, and I just see that this is what Microsoft is trying to do in the long run. And since they got so much money that they could just kind of make these type of decisions and moves, and if it fails, it fails. I mean, hell, how many times has Apple or Amazon or somebody is trying to make different type of ventures and it just didn't work? Then they'll just shut it down. But I just think that they see that there's a lot of potential. They're watching Sony from one way, Sony's watching Xbox in another way. Nintendo is doing what they're doing, and they'll most likely be if you want traditional old school gaming, Nintendo is just going to be that spot, because Xbox and PlayStation is only going to keep going further and further away from the traditional just having a box which you just get some games. I think that's just the reality of it. There's just too much money in gaming now, and in entertainment, and all this is mixed together. The MCU is just kind of made something just out of the imagination of us kids to just put this on a live screen and just show like this shit is next level. So I don't know, but everybody have a good one, man. I appreciate you coming in, stopping by. Let me read anything else. He says, I wonder how legal that would if Microsoft was the only one that they contacted. I don't know. I don't know, Fahim. You said 343 don't want to make Halo games no more. Give it to another developer. I don't know if they want to or not. I think that I don't know. I was just watching a video from Halo Canon, which I enjoyed that person's content a lot, and then but they're backing out, and I think that they just got burnt out. They felt betrayed. He said it or she, because I think he doing the transition thing or whatever, but they made that clear, and so that they felt like they didn't like they loved the Halo 4 Halo 5 aesthetic like I do, like me, Spot, Don, others. We love that all this aesthetic. We like that aesthetic, and then they just went to this old school, and it kind of felt like a middle finger to us. And I think that what Staten and them is going to be doing is going to keep it old, traditional, old school Halo, and probably mostly keep it about the big green guy. And that's the direction they want to go. That's great. But I mean, I'll always love Halo. I'll always support Halo, but I don't know if Halo will be my number one game for me if that's the case, if they don't grow the franchise. And that's what Halo Canon was basically kind of saying. And he was just saying he was burnt out on just the situation, so he's quit. So shout out to them, and I hope he gets his get everything together and all that. But that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, thank you guys. I'm out of here. And remember, don't be this guy. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't say no stupid shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Just enjoy what gaming is offering. It's so positive. You know what I'm saying? Gaming is such a wonderful medium. Everybody gets to meet people and stuff like that. All that crazy garbage where people talk bad about one another and do all that crazy backstabbing and all this stuff. Man, come on, we got to be better than that. We're all adults here. So everybody have a good one, man. Peace.